I'm serious, all right? I won't miss it.
I said no. I'm not gonna be your little charity case. I'll figure something else out.
For the first time in Power Book 2 Ghost, I think we might be closer than ever when it comes to a romance between Kane and Effie. Since season 2, we've seen Kane poking Tariq St. Patrick about Effie, and we all know why. He really loves getting under Tariq's skin. He was jealous and envious of Tariq, and he wanted what he had in more ways than one. Another is how Monet sees Tariq as a son she's always wanted, and not Kane.
You're my thinker. Think!
Now, after Effie and Tariq's breakup, we all eyes were on Kane's next move, and whether Effie would actually bite, considering she's actually resisted all of his advances so far. And we have to be fair to Effie, when she was with Tariq, she was loyal and she stuck by him, but now she has no reason to be. Their relationship, when it comes to at least personal, is completely dead in the water. When it comes to their business relationship, I do think they're going to be forced to work together again, but when they do, will she be in a relationship with Kane instead? So with Kane paying Effie's tuition fees, I genuinely think Effie's thinking about something she's never thought about, mixing business with pleasure with Kane. So in the rest of this video, we're going to be running through their relationship in a bit more detail, how Kane's character growth has helped him made Effie realize they could actually be a thing, but also a scene we haven't seen yet. Could this be Effie and Kane? And what's Kane's next move when he finds out Monet and Tariq are trying to set up Effie in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3? Now, one of the things we've learned about Kane's from seasons 1 and 2 is that he can't stand Tariq, which stems from him coming into the Tejada business and essentially taking his place. Whenever Monet wants shit done or where there's a big decision to be made, she turns to Tariq, even to this day. So speaking of what Tariq has, we know since season 1 he's had 3 beautiful girls to choose from.
Who's Diana?
Like I said, a lot of options.
Lauren, Effie, and Diana, and we all know Kane wants what Tariq has, which to be fair to Kane, he has kind of stepped back over this obsession over Tariq in season 3, which just adds to his character growth. So this is a direct quote from Woody McLean, who plays Kane, on his evolution. Evolving as a person involves a willingness to learn, change and grow over time. It requires self-reflection, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal development, and Kane will be challenged a lot and faced to grow this season. Now, much of Kane's growth is also thanks to Mecca, which dates back to season 2, and not just in terms of personal relationships, but there's also clues and Easter eggs when it comes to how Kane's grown when it comes to business. For example, preparing for war.
You about to go to war or some shit?
You gotta stop and prepare for war when it starts, you've already lost.
If you have to stop and prepare for war when it starts, you've already lost. And this is something we saw Kane taking on board in season 3. Preparing. So that's just another example of Kane's growth and how Mecca's contributed towards this more strategic and more of a calm Kane Tejada we're seeing in season 3, and bringing to life what Woody McLean said about Kane's character evolving and willingness to learn and grow. Now, there are of course other examples with him being family first, where we've seen this role reversal with Drew, but we'll do an in-depth character analysis during the break between episodes 8 and 9. But back to Effie. At the beginning of season 3, Kane and Effie are both a part of Tariq St. Patrick's crew, which are operating on Stansfield as well as the rest of the Ivy Leagues, the Streets, and Wall Street. We see Kane flirting with Effie behind Tariq's back, but also poking Tariq directly.
If I do business with anybody in your little crew, it'd be Effie. Where's she at? She still game?
Now later, when Kane puts 2 and 2 together and realizes it was Effie who was the one who took matters into her own hands and killed Lauren, his respect grows for Effie. At that moment in time, if Kane also wanted to ruin Tariq and Effie's relationship, he certainly had the perfect ammo to do so, but he didn't. Now, the relationship with Tariq of course took a turn, and when she was ready to burn everything down to the ground, Kane was thinking about the bigger picture. If they didn't continue to move this mountain of product for Nomar, then they were all dead, whereas at this moment in time, all Effie was thinking about was revenge. At one point in Power Book 2 Ghost, that also used to be Kane, but this is someone who's a lot more calmer and also someone who's now trying to keep those people around him safe. Family first, and that starts with protecting Diana and the Tejadas, but now also extends to his street family and mainly Effie. He told Effie that she looked out for him with Lauren when she was wearing the wire, and so it was his turn to repay the favor by sliding her over some product, but it never really is as simple as that in the game or in life in general. There's always going to be hurdles you never expect. And the street operation had to be put on pause, so that meant Kane wasn't able to bring Effie the product she needs to keep her going, and Kane knows Stansfield isn't cheap.
I said no. I'm not gonna be your little charity case. I'll figure something else out.
Now, I do think it's important for us to understand, Effie as a character, she's grown up on her own. She's always had to fend for herself and make her own way. She's also someone who wouldn't even let Tariq pay for a bottle of water in episode 1, so she was never going to accept Kane paying for her Stansfield tuition, but Kane didn't give her a say. During Effie's meeting with one of the professors at Stansfield or someone from the accounts department, she learned that her tuition had been paid towards the end of the term, and that was thanks to Kane. And you could definitely tell as Effie bit her bottom lip, she definitely liked the gesture. However, is there a catch? We all know Kane, and we all know in this life nothing is free. So what this also does is keep Effie dependent on Kane. So I do think we always have to be wary about what Kane is capable of, but I really do think Kane genuinely cares for Effie, and only now Effie started to realize, which is why we could see them ending up being together. Now here's where it gets interesting. Kane's respect has grown for Effie ever since he found out what she did to Lauren. But Tariq and we as the audience know that Effie didn't kill Lauren, she did a botched job and she survived. At this moment in time, the only people that know in Power Book 2 Ghost are Tariq St. Patrick, Jenny Sullivan, and Cooper Sachs. I'm not even sure Blanca Rodriguez even knows at this moment in time, but I'm not 100% sure. But we are getting closer to everybody else finding out, and when Kane does his opinion change on Effie? He said she shouldn't be punished for handling business, but ironically she didn't, and she is going to come face to face with Lauren at some point, and that will probably be after Monet and Tariq St. Patrick set her up in episode 8. Now in episode 8, which is always a big one in the Power universe, it seems like we're going to see Monet and Tariq St. Patrick put a plan in motion to set up Effie and potentially take the fall instead of Diana, but this doesn't sit well with Kane, especially because he's grown to care for Effie. So I wonder if Kane will put a plan in play to save Effie, or is it already too late and is it out of his hands? Monet says she's doing what needs to be done to protect them from this Rico, and as much as Monet's made some really evil moves in season 3, I definitely have to agree. Sacrifices definitely have to be made, and if she has to sacrifice Effie to save Diana, it's a no-brainer for Monet. Even for Tariq after Effie's betrayal, which I still don't think was a betrayal, I think Tariq is a bit of a hypocrite, because if Effie had someone who caught her on a wire which put Tariq in danger, we all know what he would have done. I'm sure he would have done the same thing. But could Kane manage to save Effie before it's too late? Because law enforcement are going to come down hard on Effie, and they're going to use every single tactic they can to make her turn. She's also someone who's beaten Tariq before, and with what she knows about their drug operation and also her having Noma's daughter's picture, I am surprised they're setting up Effie, but as I said before, this is episode 8, so expect some major twists and turns going into the break between episodes 8 and 9. Now last but not least, we shouldn't take Alex who plays Effie's tweets too seriously, because she does love playing with Power fans, but I thought I'd just keep you guys in the loop, and she tweeted, "Anyways, I'm about to ruin Tariq's life." So could she really ruin Tariq's life if she's questioned by law enforcement? Again, I don't think we should be taking Alex's tweets too serious, but she has ruined him before, so could she do it again? Is it about to be checkmate for Effie? But that's a breakdown of where we are with Kane and Effie's relationship, how they're one step closer to getting together. But will Tariq and Monet's master plan to set up Effie make Kane make a move of his own? Or if he finds out Lauren is alive, will that change his perspective on Effie? And if she talks to law enforcement, could she take a deal? Drop all your thoughts down below on all things Kane, Effie and Tariq St. Patrick. And of course, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.